All right, in this section, we're going to look at the last of our basic operations for whole numbers, which is division. This comes from section 1.5 and 1.6 of your textbook. In this first section, we're going to look at basic information and dividing by single-digit numbers. So our basic information, again, we have our notations. Our notations, we have our division sign. We can also use the fraction bar. And then for computations, we do have the division house. So some vocabulary words that we have. We have dividend. This is the number being divided into. In our above examples, A is known as the dividend. We have our divisor. This is the number being divided by. In our above examples, B is our divisor. And we also have quotient. This is the result of dividing two numbers, so C is considered the quotient. We also have one other piece of information involving division, and that's remainder. This is the leftover portion if a number does not divide evenly. Some other phrases or words that we want to keep in mind when talking about division is divided by, divided into, and ratio of. When working with word problems, if you are given a total and want to know how many groups or how many in each group, that is also an indication that you are talking division. So some properties of division. One thing to note about division is it is not commutative or associative. So order and grouping do both matter. We have dividing a number by 1. Anything divided by 1 is itself. We also have dividing a number by itself. Anything divided by itself is 1. Now, the two that you want to be careful about is division and 0. If you divide 0 by a number, the answer is 0. But on the other hand, you are never allowed to divide by 0. We call this undefined. So let me go ahead and explain why. So for instance, if we look at something like 15 divided by 3, what this means is 3 times what equals 15. We'll explore this a little bit more in the next slide. But what we're wanting to know is 3 times what equals 15. So kind of using that same setup, if I look at something like 0 divided by 5, what this means is 5 times what equals 0. And we can multiply 5 by something in order to get 0, and that is 0. On the other hand, if I switch it around, what this means is 0 times what equals 5. And this cannot be computed. 0 times anything is always 0. It's never going to be anything other than 0. And that's why we get undefined. So those ones, pay close attention when you see any problems involving division by 0. Make sure that you do know the difference. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the relationship between multiplication and division. So, just like with addition and subtraction, those two operations are closely related. Multiplication and division are also closely related. They are opposites of each other. So for example A, we have a multiplication problem, and I want to rewrite two equivalent statements using division. So 3 times 5 equals 15. What are some problems? What are some statements that I can say using division? Well, we can say 15 divided by 5 is 3. We can also say 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. We can also go the other direction. Starting with a division problem, I want to rewrite two equivalent statements using multiplication. So 16 divided by 2 equals 8. I can say 2 times 8 is equal to 16. I can also say 8 times 2 equals 16. Okay, so that takes care of our relationship between multiplication and division. So let's get into some actual division problems that we're going to see in this section. Okay, so let's talk about our procedure for division. The first thing that we want to do is we want to put the dividend inside the division house and the divisor on the left side, outside of the division house. Remember, your dividend is your first or your top number. Your divisor is your second or your bottom number. Now, on all of our other operations, we started on the right and worked towards the left. Division is different. We're going to start on the left of the dividend and find the smallest number divisible by the divisor. We divide. We're going to put the answer above the last digit being worked with. We want to multiply the quotient by the divisor and record the answer under the number you divided into. We want to do a quick check of our division. If our multiplication or our product is larger than the portion of the dividend being worked with, we need to decrease the result of our division. If you can't subtract, then you went too big. From there, we want to subtract. We also want to do another quick check of our division. If the result of your subtraction is larger than your divisor, then you didn't go big enough. You need to increase the result of your division. We want to bring down the next digit of our dividend, and we're going to repeat until we get to the last digit. If it doesn't divide evenly, we want to identify the remainder. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some examples. Example A, we have 624 divided by 4. So we want to know, where do our numbers go? 624 is going to go inside. 4 is going to go on the outside. Why? You have to be very careful. For this chapter, the larger number always goes inside, but when we get into decimals, we need to be careful because we want to make sure that we put them exactly where they go. And so keep in mind that the first number always goes inside, the second number always goes outside. So now we want to go ahead and divide. So I want to identify the first digit that I can divide into. That's going to be my 6. 4 goes into 6 how many times? We get 1. We multiply 1 times 4, we get 4. Can I do 6 minus 4? Yes, we can. We get 2. Is 2 smaller than 4? Yes. So this is a correct division. We bring down our next digit and we continue. 4 goes into 22 5 times. We multiply 5 times 4, we get 20. I can subtract 22 minus 20, so we're okay there. And 2 is still smaller than 4, so we're okay there. 5 was the correct answer. Bring down our last digit. 4 goes into 24 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. We get 0. And we have no remainder because it does divide evenly. We are done. Okay, let's try a couple more. Let's look at 215 divided by 3. So again, my first number goes inside. My second number goes outside. So starting on the left, I need to move to the right until I can divide by 3. Can I divide 2 by 3? The answer is no. We're going to add in another digit. Can I divide 21 by 3? And the answer is yes. So 3 goes into 21 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. I can subtract, and I do get a result smaller than 3, so that is correct division. We bring down our next digit. 3 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, we get 2. Now, we are dividing whole numbers. There are no decimals when we talk about whole numbers, and so we want to write our answer in remainder notation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put either a little r or a capital R at the top and bring up my 2 with my answer. Okay, a couple more. Let's try 1809 divided by 7. 1809 will go inside. 7 will go outside. And we start our division. So starting on the left, what's the first number I can divide by 7? It's not 1, but 7 does go into 18, so we're going to start there. 7 goes into 18 2 times. 2 times 7 is 14. Subtract, we get 4. We bring down our 0. 7 goes into 40. 5 times. 5 times 7 is 35. Subtract, we get 5. Bring down our 9. 7 goes into 59. 8 times. 8 times 7 is 56. Subtract, we get 3. That is our remainder. So our final answer is 258 with a remainder of 3. All right, last one. Let's go ahead and try this. So this one, remember that first or top number goes inside, so I'm going to put my 1885 inside my division house. I'm going to put 3 on the outside. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract, we get 0. We bring down our 8. 3 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, we get 2. We bring down our 5. 3 goes into 25 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. And we subtract and get 1. So this is going to be 628 with a remainder of 1. Okay, so that takes care of dividing by one-digit numbers. The next presentation, we're going to step up our difficulty level and look at dividing by more than one digit. So go ahead, take a quick break, and then we'll come back and look at that.